Okay, sorry about that. We're on Nepal for this point, which is great. They're doing control again, and both teams opt for the Orisa Hog on this map. They're looking for boops. Looks like Tamaru is running the Doomfist, so extra boops. Lucio, extra boops. They're just going full on boop map. Red team expecting the Orisa Hog is running the Reaper and the McCree to try and stun just like flankers and stuff like that, I assume. Yeah, so both are kind of setting up in identical fashions. The Reaper is kind of staying farther back. They suck out. That's gross. They pull trap off point, but P-War gets a pick on McCree. So one team is down their main healer, and the other is down some good DPS. And they're still equal, but then their main tanks goes down, and I think Red is going to take this point, forcing Blue back into their spawn. Yeah, that's going to be big. Blue team is still staying forward, looking for picks. Ooh, I don't like that. Sorry. Didn't realize that happened as soon as you took the point. It's annoying. Okay. It's like blinding, really. Blue team is staying behind the wall, trying to poke, get some pulls off, but poking out to try and get the orb to psych people causes Orisa to get hooked. You should really just fortify when you poke out like that. Blue team is still trying to push forward without their main tank, but that's going to be a problem. They're putting pressure on Widow. Yeah. I mean, if you have that gigantic amount of boop comp, you might want to rotate around their right side because you have that giant chasm in between you when you rotate right side to try and get boops. But yeah, it looks like Dread's trying to go mid again. Her shield gets taken down right away. With the Hog to focus down shields, Red team's doing a good job of focusing down shields like that. Tamaru charges off point. Blue team is having a rough time charging off point. And that's just going to cause them to get reset. The Reaper's looking for staggers, but it's forced back onto point is going to stick right there. Mostly playing underneath, it looks like. Blue team is going to their right side now to try and get hooks or something. Like, Widow is just not going to work, to be honest. They have the shield tank. Rissa's playing shield person and is just sticking there with shield up. And as long as the team plays smart, which they are, the shield's placed in a great spot and they're going to stick behind it. And really, it's going to be like a 5v6 this whole time. The Widow, like, it got a pick right off the bat, but that's just because they got lucky. Team comps were not working. The Reaper was a great pick against them, making them play farther back. If they push forward, they have to deal with the Reaper and those little nooks and crannies. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, McCree didn't do much too, but it at least was like the other team had to play around it with the flashes and stuff. When Doom was trying to go in, he had to like be careful of flashbangs and stuff like that, which is a big deal. So like McCree just being there causes a difference, but a Widowmaker, unless they're known as good and are doing really well, doesn't do much.
Capture the objective.
Especially with a Miss Rectangle shield person. Blue team gets on point fast, the rest of the team's falling up behind. Ryan and Genju try to get a strong presence on point, but Hog moves up forward, tries to get a hook, gets it, but doesn't follow up on it well. Blue team has strong presence on the point, which is allowing them to push forward and get good kills. The Orisa as a shield tank, here's the problem with Orisa versus Ryan. Orisa versus Ryan, if you try to go frontal, person on person, Orisa's going to lose. Because the Ryan can just push forward with his shield, and now your team has no shield. That's the problem. So you have to play farther back, try to get picks, and on this point, to be honest, Ryan's better. If you're gonna play a shield tank, play Ryan. It's better. Looks like red team's rotating on the left side, but D.Va just pushes through mid. Monkey jumps their back line. Ryan turns around, charges him, kills him, but the Reaper kills the soldier in the back, and now the Pharaoh does. Now the Pharaoh's behind them, just raining down. They can't focus on them. There's too much pressure from the D.Va. The Mercy is pocketing the Pharaoh, which is good, but and it's making it tough for the blue team. Pharaoh ults because of how much charge she's gotten from being pocketed, and just kind of forces everyone else out of position, and now they're just staggering. But at least Trap dies on point, which is good. They take down the Pharaoh. Well done on that point. And if they push in fast, they... Oh, no, Pharaoh's rest. Never mind. Yep. It's going to be tough. Yep, so they're starting to push forward. They're going through mid. The D.Va's going to flank around left. Nope, pushing forward. The Rhine charges forward, is now behind enemy lines. The rest of the team is with him though, which is good. They follow him up. He doesn't do that long of a charge, which is good. They ult. Ryan was out of position because everyone else had to hide. It left Ryan very exposed. It allowed them to take them out. Now their Pharaoh is just raining down damage from above again. Like, as soon as blue team commits to moving forward onto the point, they take those steps forward and it gets them onto the point. As soon as their front line is engaged with everything on the front line, their Pharaoh, pocketed by their Mercy, if they don't deal enough damage on the front line, can just rotate around back and rain down rockets on their back line, and it's just destroying them. You have to move up very slowly with your back line. Like, it's rough to do, for sure. Your backline you need to sit in a spot until you take out the Pharaoh. You need to keep the shield up, your backline behind it. Shield in between the Pharaoh and you, and they need to take out the Pharaoh. Red team has a giant ult advantage right now. Every ult, and then Tiggs, D.Va's at half. They get down the Pharaoh. Pharaoh and McCree trade. Hot sauce ults, but they transcend its end to keep everyone alive. Blue team still has the ult advantage. P-Ware ults in. Let's see if he can get this hot sauce. Gets hot sauce down. Well done. And now it's just kind of a melee. Soldier's res. D.Va goes out of mech. That's a great grab. They don't have anything to destroy. They did not need to pop Coalescence there, for sure. Just like, knowing when the fight is won is very important. Blue team has a tough time with this. So does red team. Red team is wasting ults as well, but I think I've noticed it, especially with blue team, is you get a grab in, you have your whole team there, Ryan can swing into it, it's in the corner, they're all stuck. You don't have a D.Va to take damage. Just swing at them. Dash through them. You're going to kill them. You don't need a Coalescence. You don't need to do that. You'll win. Pharaoh's looking for rockets through the top. Monkey jumps in, uses a shield too early so he doesn't have any protection. Goes down. Pharaoh tries to ult off of that, but is in a bad position, too frontal. But the D.Va bomb goes in, gets the Zen, which is important. They res the Pharaoh, which is good, and now the red team has a person advantage. They're pushing in. It's just Moira and McCree and Ryan on point, I believe. Yep. Now the Ryan's by himself. He's scattered. Staggered. And now everyone else to get back on. Yeah, so I mean, like, not letting Mercy res, capitalizing on your, like, capitalizing on that failed leap from the Winston, that would have been good, but instead you allow them to res, instead you allow them to get into your face, and take out your backline with the D.Va ult. With the Reinhardt, yeah, you should, Ryan should immediately look for his aim to protect. But it's, yeah, alright.